Hey guys! So today we're going to do a hooded eye tutorial. So the most important thing about having hooded eyes is knowing whether or not you have them. So the easiest way to do this is when you look dead on at a camera and you're not, making expressions, you're just completely flat. If you don't see any of your lid, which on me you don't, it means you have hooded eyes. And all that means is that your upper hood covers your lower line. So that's how you figure out if you're hooded or not. So for this look, we want to follow two rules. Number one, we're using all matte eyeshadows. And number two, we're staying in the warm toned brown family. So the first thing I want to do is quickly go through some different options for getting these warm toned browns to create the money look. So the one thing I do want to tell you guys is that warm toned brown shadows right now are winning a popularity contest in the eyeshadow world. Everybody has some form of warm tone brown shadow, so you don't have to worry what your price tag is. We can find you something that will work for your budget. So if you have oily eyelids, the very first thing I recommend is using a primer. I do not have oily eyelids, so I'm not going to. The way you know is if you have oily eyelids is through the day. If your eyelids feel like they have moisture on them, that's oil. It's a very rare thing. Even people with really oily skin generally don't have oily eyelids. But if you do, use an eyelid primer, and I highly recommend the one from NARS. It's a white and then it mixes out, or the Kat Von D, which is a more neutral skin tone. Both of them are really, really good. I'm gonna be using my Buxom palette today. This is probably my favorite, most used go-to for these colors. I just find it really, really easy to use. So you wanna start this look off by taking a flat brush, just completely flat, and taking the lightest color in whatever palette you're using. It should be like a cream toned color, and you're gonna pat that all over your lid. You guys will have to excuse the jangling. I don't know how bad it is until I go to edit. Maybe I should just take them off. I'm wearing my Alex and Ani bracelets. As you can see, all I've done is pat that all over my lid. It's not made a huge bunch of difference. That's essentially just for canceling out all the other colors on your eyelid. Then you're gonna take a fluffy brush. This one looks like this. This is from Morphe, if you want to know. It's the Morphe E37. It's from the Rose Gold collection. And depending on your comfort level, you're either going to go in with a warm toned brown that's a little softer or a little bit deeper. Now, I do prefer the softer one to start. And what I normally do is I do a crease buildup. So you're going to start just by putting this in your crease and just windshield wiper motions, blending it out. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Windshield wiper motions just in the crease and blending it out. You'll notice that because I have hooded eyes, I'm not just staying in the crease, I'm coming up onto my orbital bone. So you can actually feel your orbital bone in your eye. It's right here. Like you can see my hand bouncing back and forth on it. And I just kind of sweep color lightly on that as well. The reason why we do that with hooded eyes is because when your eyes are open, that's the color you're gonna see. So I'm going to go in now with this more warm toned brown color. Now this is very similar to Michelle's favorite color, which is Max Brown Script. This one's called Filthy Rich from Buxom, if you're wondering. And I'm just going to pat it off. And I'm going to then work that deeper, more warm toned brown color on the same spot that I just did. Now you'll notice that with me, what I do is I put a lot of the color in the outer 1/3 of the eye. So right there in that V-shaped area. Then I will take a Color Switch, which is another product that I really love from Veramona. It just has like a texturized sponge in here. Everybody's making these now. And then I'll wipe off my brush because that's getting all the product out. And then I'll go back and blend. Blending is your best friend, you guys. Windshield wiper motions. You really want to soften out that color so that it looks very nice, but not hard. It looks very soft. So then the other side, we're going to do the same thing, the warm tone brown color. And we're going to concentrate again the majority of the color in this outer 1/3 of the eye. Clean off our brush. And you don't have to use the Color Switch. You can get a towel or whatever. But you do want to really make sure you're getting a lot of the product off of there, because you don't want to be putting more product on your eye. And then you're going to blend again. And this is just to soften the lines, blend everything nicely together. For the normal money look, this is where most people stop. However, I do recommend that when you have hooded eyes, you do one more step. You do want to be really careful with this step because you are using the darkest brown tone in your palette. I take a small pencil brush. Can you guys see how tiny the tip of that brush is? I dip it into Big Spender. It's just a dark tone brown. And then I will just draw on the outer V. So a little bit up in the crease. So just that little amount. And I will go back to my blender brush and blend that out. The reason why I do that is because it helps create kind of a shadow which indents that part of the eye. And so when you have hooded eyes, you want them to look more forward. So when you're creating that shadow in that outer 1/3, it really pops the rest of the eye forward, and it does make a huge difference. So that's it, you guys. Literally, it's like 3 or 4 steps. It is so simple and so easy to do, and it's so effective. Now you're gonna apply mascara, lashes, and upper liner if you want. So the next step is to apply your mascara. I am using a whitening lash primer first. You don't have to do this. This is my personal preference. I give that a couple minutes. I don't want it completely dry, but I do want it to set down a bit more than it is. And then I'm gonna go back in with my Better Than Sex Too Faced mascara, which is one of my favorite mascara formulations of all time. And you really wanna make sure that you get every single lash. So what I normally do is I use my Too Faced Better Than Sex on my outside lashes. And then for those little inside lashes, I take my L'Oreal Telescopic. This is the one that has the little ball on it. And I literally will go in here and get every single little lash coated. That alone is going to change your eye look. And then for my lower lash line, you really want to make sure, Michelle loves when you coat those lower lashes. So I use Maybelline's Lash Discovery Mascara. It's just got a small brush. Michelle's really good at this and can do it with her normal mascara. I cannot at all. I have to use a separate lash mascara. Now what I do warn you about with using a lash mascara like this is if you press it too close to your lash line, it will look like dark liner on your lower lash line. Again, Q-tips are going to be your best friend. So again, you'll just take a Q-tip and find where it pressed and go under and rub. And then it'll take it off so it doesn't look like liner. So I went back and did a second coat of mascara on my uppers and bottoms. Now for hooded eye girls, here's where it gets a little tricky. I know some girls cannot live without their liner. I don't actually wear upper eyeliner at all anymore unless I'm doing a specific look that I want it for. I only tightline. I feel like that's what looks the best on me. And I've been tightlining for a long time, so it's fairly a natural movement for me now. And today I'm just using Maybelline's Master Drama. I like this one because it's really creamy. Now sometimes I recommend for people who have really finicky eyes, if the creamy pencil moves too much, I love the Urban Decay Zero because it's a little bit harder, so you can actually get like right up in there and move it around more. And I find that because it's not creamy, it doesn't smudge as much. So when Michelle does her look, she doesn't put anything on the lower waterline, which I think works great if your lower waterline is a normal color. My lower waterline is not a normal color. My lower waterline is very, very, very pink toned, and so it makes me look almost sickly. So I just take a nude pencil. This is ColourPop's Cream Gel Liner in Honeydew, but Rimmel also makes another one, Rimmel Scandalize in Nude, and I just line my lower waterline. I find this helps make my eyes pop more, but it also just cancels out a lot of the redness in my eyes. So that's why I love this product. Now as far as lashes go, Michelle loves the MAC 35s, but I find for hooded eyes what happens is they sit right up on your line and you don't see them as nicely. So my favorites are actually the MAC 43s. They look like this. They're completely natural looking. They have some space in between them. They are my favorite lash, and I'm going to go ahead and apply them for you guys. This is just an eyelash tool. A lot of people ask me what this is and where I got it. It's just an eyelash tool. If you Google it, a lot of different people carry them. Okay, you do want to let the glue dry a little bit so it gets tacky, and then you want to hold the applicator and you want to line it up on your eye. I will tell you guys right away, lashes will be the one thing, if you're not used to applying them, that will take you some getting used to. And again, getting it nice and tacky first is the key. Holding your eyelash and then lining them up where you know you want them to be. So for me, lashes are really kind of the wow factor in this look. I think that they really change it from an everyday day look to like kapow. Again, once you have the whole look on, this is why I don't wear eyeliner, is I feel like it's just not necessary. I feel like this is enough drama and wow factor for me. But if you're somebody who has always worn liner and you feel like wearing eyeliner doesn't take up more eye real estate than you have to give, then 100% absolutely a very thin upper line of liner would be fine with this look. So there you have it, guys. That is the completed warm tone brown Money Method eye look for hooded eyes. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.